Guy like Canelo, this guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
You can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
When Floyd Mayweather called out Terence Crawford right after Canelo Alvarez's latest fight, he shook up the boxing world again. Mayweather spoke boldly, showing he's ready for another high-stakes match. Known for his unmatched confidence and perfect record, he has fans and experts buzzing about a potential fight with Crawford, who is considered one of the top pound-for-pound fighters. This adds even more excitement and unpredictability to the sport. The tension is real.
Canelo this week actually said something interesting. He goes that Crawford's better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like he is?
I think he's more all-rounded in some ways, but Mayweather was so good at certain things that made him impossible to beat. He really stuck to his niche of style, where Crawford kind of tries to fight the more honest, I guess, exciting, traditional way, being there, just moving out the way, landing the shot, where Mayweather would have you dancing around him and chasing him and falling short and falling in and countering the life out of you, and knew and understood 10-9 rounds better than anyone else. You only have to win 7-10-9 rounds clear and you've won the fight as long as you don't get put down. And obviously he never really got put down. I know there's a few question marks, but for all intents and purposes he never got put down, and he was the best, one of the best to ever do it. It's very hard to go a whole career undefeated.
Bud Crawford preserved his perfect record by defeating Canelo Alvarez via split decision, claiming the super middleweight title permanently. The fight, held at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on September 13, 2025, was one of the most highly anticipated events of the year. Crawford moved up in weight for the match and entered the ring with confidence. Although Canelo was bigger and stronger, Crawford controlled the tempo, using smart tactics, precise footwork, and well-timed combinations to secure the win.
What do you think of the fight?
Man, I loved it, man. I love the fight, man. I love the fight. I did not know how it was going to go. I didn't think the weight was going to be a problem for Terence Crawford. I'm on record as saying I didn't think it was going to be a problem, but it stood to be seen. It needed to be seen, and I knew we would have known after the first, second, or third round. You feel what I'm saying? And when I seen how Canelo was respecting his jab and how Canelo was respecting his power from the very beginning, I knew how it was going to go. And I knew that Bud was only going to get stronger and get bolder and, start to wear him down, because Canelo is known to start to wear a little bit in the later round.
Everyone said that Crawford was not going to exchange tonight, and he traded with Canelo up close.
Man, Bud is the best, man. Bud is the best. I've been on wax saying that, Bud. I've been on wax saying that for a couple of years now. I bet against Bud on Spence. I bet against Bud on Porter. I didn't think that Bud was the best. I got to give it to him. Bud's the best, but he hands down. He the best. He the best right now. I don't think nobody need to question him no more. I mean, you kind of got to give him his respect no matter what. You got to give him his respect. He just went up 2 weight classes, what people said he couldn't do. He's doing everything that people say he can't do, and he is doing it with ease.
Break,
you got to respect that.
Break it down for me. How did he win that fight in the way he won it tonight?
He won the fight by gaining Canelo's respect. I think he was already in Canelo's head a little bit. I think that even though Canelo knew he was smaller and everything else, these fighters are still humans and they hear what the people are saying. Canelo was not Canelo. Crawford was undefeated. Look at what he did to Spence. I mean, look at what he's doing to some of these people. So no matter what, I mean, you have to see that.
Mayweather Jr. placed a bet on Terence Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez because he believed in Crawford's ability to win. Even though Crawford was the underdog, Mayweather wagered $50,000 on him at plus 148 odds. The bet paid off when Crawford won by majority decision, earning Mayweather $124,000. This bet showed that he not only trusted Crawford's talent, but also had a strong understanding of the sport.
Just shared on social media that he bet $50,000 on Crawford to win, and he won $75,000 back. So Crawford made Mayweather 74,000. Most people that I talk to were betting on Canelo. A few people bet on Crawford. How much money did you win on Crawford? $200 here, $200 there. But most people that I know bet on Canelo. And we'll hear from Canelo. We're going to hear from Crawford. And I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, Floyd Money Mayweather, bet on Crawford and make some money. What do you want to see Crawford do next? What do you want to see Canelo do next? Let me know. Definitely interesting developments here tonight. When I watched the fight live, I thought Canelo won. I think Canelo won. I have to watch it again, but with no audio because I know the broadcasters were all against Canelo. They were all against him all week from the rivals. So I don't expect anything different.
Mayweather has also made his position in the pound-for-pound rankings clear by calling Terence Crawford the best fighter in the world. He praised Crawford's skill, discipline, and ability to dominate across multiple weight classes after his impressive performance against Canelo Alvarez. For Mayweather, being pound for pound isn't just about winning titles. It's about proving consistently that you are the best against top opponents. He believes Crawford has achieved that. By defeating great champions while remaining undefeated, Crawford has established himself as the fighter to beat in modern boxing.
Who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as the...
Crawford admired Mayweather not only for his skills in the ring, but also for how he managed his career and built a lasting legacy. Over time, this respect grew into a genuine friendship. Mayweather often shares tips and advice with Crawford, which he takes seriously and applies. Their connection goes beyond just mentorship. It reflects shared goals, family values, and a mutual understanding of what it takes to reach greatness in sports.
You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever... Keep it real, boss. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, man.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll be this. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of.
A few days ago, Canelo told the press that he believes Crawford is far better than Floyd Mayweather. This statement was surprising, considering Mayweather defeated Alvarez in their first fight back in 2013, when Canelo was only 23 and undefeated. Crawford's superior hand speed, footwork, and precise strategy allowed him to outbox Alvarez over 12 rounds, delivering a brilliant performance. He carefully neutralized Alvarez's power using a smart defensive plan and accurate counterattacks, even after moving up in weight classes.
Right here in the middle.
Yeah.
Champ, first off, I want to thank you for the illustrious career that you have given us in the game. You've been a steadfast professional in the way that you conducted yourself, and I want to thank you on behalf of all of the boxing media.
Thank you, sir.
Number
my
two,
pleasure.
Champ, I wanted to ask you, this was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try, but you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because imagine, so I cannot think in that way. But I try my best tonight.
And lastly for me, Champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than...
Canelo Alvarez said that Crawford is far better than Floyd Mayweather. In response, Floyd's uncle, Jeff Mayweather, made a critical comment. He felt Canelo was trying to make Crawford look stronger to justify his own loss. Jeff emphasized that Canelo's defeat to Mayweather happened when Canelo was at his peak, arguing against the idea that Mayweather was past his prime. He also disagreed with comparing their defensive skills, stating that Mayweather was superior, even though Crawford is very talented.
Razor thin decision, Floyd won, majority decision. CJ Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course.
Yeah, nobody had it.
And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So
what was Canelo? What, 20 something? 20 what? 23, 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game,
Very
obviously.
Young. Yeah, very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
man, that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people.
How you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
Want to
make himself look like he did something.
Greg Hackett, Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s trainer, has weighed in on the debate between Mayweather and Crawford, stating that Mayweather is still the superior fighter. While he acknowledges Crawford's impressive victory over Canelo Alvarez, Hackett believes Mayweather's defense and ring intelligence give him the edge. He also points out that Mayweather's undefeated record and dominance across multiple weight classes make him historically better. Hackett's perspective highlights the ongoing discussion in boxing circles about who is truly the best boxer of our era.
Mayweather, that Canelo Alvarez fought.
Yeah.
In the last version of Terence Crawford that we've seen in the ring.
Yeah.
Who's the better fighter there?
Of course you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time, Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ, you know what I'm saying? Everything he do, he was just a complete fighter that night. But I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we ain't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about the fighter while you're in there. That's what Bud went up against that night. That's why he didn't look so great to me.
Eddie Hearn has openly disagreed with Canelo Alvarez's claim that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is not as good as Terence Crawford. He argued that Crawford's record doesn't match Mayweather's, noting that many of Crawford's opponents were past their prime when he faced them. Hearn acknowledged Crawford's big wins, like his recent victory over Canelo, but emphasized that he hasn't achieved the same level of success against top fighters across multiple weight classes as Mayweather has.
Canelo saying that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't, but I think Crawford's a phenomenal fighter. The thing is with Crawford, and I was kind of goading him on this, and it's not his fault, his resume's not that impressive. Like, I said to him, tell me your best win ever. This is what I said to him. And you know what he said? Ricky Burns. Right? Now, Ricky Burns is a great fighter. He's my guy. He's a 3-division world champion. But you can't say that he is, like one of the greats. He's one of the greats of Scottish boxing. But if you're talking about one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, it's not Terence's fault that he hasn't been able to get those fights. But a lot of the guys that he's fought have been done. Even arguably Ricky Burns at the time. I know he went on to win other world championships, but he was kind of on the slide at that time. Kell Brook, Amir Khan, Gamboa, all of these guys. Who else did he beat? Ndongo, like Errol Spence, another example. Terence is brilliant, but he's never actually really had many notable victories. This would be it. I mean, this would be an incredible achievement. But I just feel like at the age that they're at, like, what is going to happen in this fight? And I just see I don't think Terence, because he shouldn't, is going to take that many chances in the fight. He needs to use his movement, use his footwork, which Canelo doesn't like, and win rounds. And Canelo doesn't really like to force a fight. When did you last see Canelo really try?
Floyd Mayweather will always be remembered as one of the greatest boxers ever. According to Colonel Moughton, even though Terence Crawford's recent dominance has drawn attention, Mayweather's perfect record, ring intelligence, defensive skill, and consistent success across weight classes set a standard few can reach. Moughton praised Crawford's achievements, especially his win over Canelo, but emphasized that true greatness goes beyond a single fight. It's about staying at the top, being the best over time, and making history by remaining unbeaten. While he acknowledges Crawford's talent, Martin believes Mayweather's legacy still stands higher.
How do you sit with this? Because two pound-for-pound greats of this era, Canelo, we see the resume, Crawford, you know, two-time undisputed, potentially this weekend becomes 3. I've said in a few interviews, is it skills pay the bills, or does a good big man beat a good little man? How do you see it?
I feel like the skills pay the bills, you know, and I feel like Crawford's not that much littler than Canelo. You know, we've seen in the face-off that they're around the same size, if not Crawford, like a little bigger. Yeah, for sure. So, you know, really just, we're going to see tomorrow, you know, how it plays out. Whoever the better man is that night, I feel like will win. You know, I feel like it's even playing fields, and, you know, both guys coming ready, so we're just going to have to see.
If Terence does win this, a lot of people are saying that puts him as the greatest of all time. Now, I know it's hard to say you've been with Floyd, and a lot of people are saying Floyd is great, but does that at least put him in that conversation with your Floyd Mayweathers, your Manny Pacquiao's, your Sugar Ray Leonard's, all the greats of the past, and obviously Canelo obviously as well, because he'll be there. Does that put him there?
Yeah, for sure. You know, of course, nobody will ever. I feel like Floyd will always be the greatest of all time.
Crawford, on the other hand, highlighted the many similarities between himself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. He said that each fighter should be judged in the context of their own era, adding that he is the best boxer of his time just as Mayweather was of his. Crawford believes direct comparisons are unnecessary, showing confidence in his achievements and a desire to create his own legacy in the sport. Brian Bow McIntyre, Crawford's longtime trainer, also emphasized that they would not rush into another fight after his major victory over Canelo Alvarez. Bow McIntyre explained that Crawford deserved time off to recover after one of the most important fights of his career, focusing on physical and mental healing after a tough training camp and 12 rounds. He recommended that Crawford take a well-earned break to celebrate his accomplishments and plan carefully for the next stage of his career.
We're going to get back in the gym. And we're going to assess that. And, you know, right now I just want him to go on vacation, have some fun, spend time with his family, man, because we trained for like probably a half a year for that fight. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of time spent away from home, a lot of time spent away from the family. So I just want him to just go get back home.
And what for you?
Yeah.
Damn. And for you? Man, ain't this a thing? Appreciate you. What you saying about training a half a year?
We trained almost a half a year for that fight. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it was so sharp. You know, everybody.
Bernie Thigh Boxer, a big fan of Terence Crawford, gave the Canelo fight a harsh review, claiming it was unfair. He felt the scorecards didn't reflect how dominant Crawford was, saying many rounds were scored incorrectly or too closely. According to him, Crawford controlled the fight, showed superior skills, and clearly outworked Canelo, but the judges didn't give enough credit for those efforts. Bernie called the scores unfair, and even though Crawford won by unanimous decision, his reaction shows how controversial judging can still frustrate fans, even when the winner seems obvious.
Second time he destroyed every myth. Can he take the punch? Is he strong? Is this guy too strong? Man, he did everything. He did everything. Didn't he? Stood and fought with him. See how he
was in the pocket.
Turned him. Did everything. Talking about he too strong. Turned him a couple times. Pushed it.
Floyd Mayweather has a unique perspective on this matchup because he defeated Canelo Alvarez back in 2013 when Canelo was undefeated and rising fast. That victory remains one of the standout moments of Mayweather's long, successful career, highlighting his defensive skill and ring intelligence. Now, years later, Mayweather's attention is on Terence Crawford, who recently beat Canelo. By calling out Crawford, Mayweather not only brings excitement back to boxing, but also shows his fans that he still believes he can take on the best.
Mayweather at what, 23?
23.
That's so fucking young.
Yeah.
And he was like, that was when he was
No, he was
prime,
in his
right?
prime, yeah.
Prime, and you're only 23?
23.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him because, you know, if you beat him, you want to be the best in the world. I'm 23, so imagine that. But, you know, he was the better man that night. A lot of experience. He's a great fighter, so...
Do you think Floyd Mayweather challenging Terence Crawford could become one of the biggest fights ever? If yes, why do you think Mayweather should retire and let Crawford take the spotlight? Share your thoughts below.